Is Christmas a pagan holiday? I can't even believe I'm answering this question. Of course it's not. It's a Christian holiday. It's the holiday where we celebrate the birth of our Savior, God coming in the flesh. There's nothing more Christian than that. But there are some Christians who've been taught that since that Christmas took over a pagan holiday, therefore Christmas becomes pagan. And since God did not command us to celebrate the birth of Christ, we should not do so. And yet these very Christians, you know what they'll do? They'll celebrate the 7 festivals of the Jews. And yet the festivals is a shadow of Christ, who is the reality. So when we deal with the reality, Christ actually coming, being born of a virgin, being God in flesh, that's the reality. And yet these same Christians will celebrate the shadow, but won't celebrate the reality. This is ridiculous. Now, they will say, but Christmas took over a pagan holiday. Well, I'm not going to even get into that because it's irrelevant. Who cares if the Christian church took over a pagan holiday and converted it into the birth of Christ? Because this is what Christianity is about. It's conversion. We find the Christian church converted many pagan temples and used them in churches. Aren't you converted? Weren't you a sinner? Does that mean because you were once a sinner but now converted, God can't use you because you used to be a sinner? Who cares whether Christmas took over a pagan holiday and turned it into Christian? Because we are about conversion. Secondly, Christians will say, but we're not commanded to celebrate the birth of Christ. But isn't it a good thing to celebrate the birth of Christ? Whether or not in the Bible we're told to do it? Did the shepherds do it? Did the wise men do it? Then why can't we do it too? Consider this. Jesus celebrated a Jewish holiday that was not in the Bible and not commanded by God. That's right. In John chapter 10, verse 22, it says, Then came the festival of dedication. That's Hanukkah. That's today, by the way. Today is Hanukkah. And what is Jesus doing? He's in the temple courts celebrating Hanukkah. If God never commanded the celebration of Hanukkah, and yet Jesus is doing it because he thought it was the right thing to do to celebrate the victory that God had given the Jewish people. And so if Jesus could celebrate a festival that's not in the Bible, that wasn't commanded by God, but it was a good thing, then why can't you as a Christian celebrate Christmas, the birth of Christ, because it is a good thing and it is actually in the Bible?